Very good morning, students. Today we will see history subject, chapter number 11, Ancient India and the World. So in this lesson, we will see how was the relation of India with the other countries. Now you can see the India map. The western side are the countries with whom the India have the trade relationship. So let's see. 11.1 India and the countries of the West, and 11.2 India and the countries in Asia. First we will see 11.1 India and the countries of the West. People of the Harappan civilization had developed trade relation with the countries of the West. So the Harappan people, they had developed the trade relation with the countries of the West. Ever since then, India had an economic and cultural exchanges with the outside world. So here economic means for students any goods trade, exchange of goods, and the cultural means whichever country we used to go, we adopt that culture. So that is a cultural exchange. Buddhism had spread to Afghanistan and to many countries of Central Asia. So this Buddhism has spread to Afghanistan and also the many countries of Central Asia. During the period of Iranian Empire, India's contact with the written world increased. So this empire time, the India's contact started increasing. The Greek historian of that period grew more curious about India. So as soon as the trade was growing more and more, so the Greek historian, they were very curious about that India. The writings introduced in India to the Western world. The routes which were later used by Alexander were opened for trade between India and the countries of the West. Under the influence of the Greek art of sculpture, a new form of art emerged in India during the Kushana period. So in the Kushana period, students, one art of sculpture was introduced, and it was called as what Gandhara school of art. In the Gandhara art school, images of Gautam Buddha were mainly curved. And what was being done in that Gandhara school? Gautam Buddha's images were curved. As these images were mostly found in the Gandhara region of Afghanistan, the style is called Gandhara style. And why the style was called Gandhara? Because it was mostly found in Gandhara region of Afghanistan. So you can see this India map, the western side trade was being increased, and even in this east part many other countries were also there with whom the India have the trade. So this is a Gandhara style, a statue of Gautam Buddha in a museum in Paris in the Gandhara style. It is in your textbook also, student. The facial features of the statue made in this style are similar to those of the Greek people. The early coins that were minted in India were also like Greek coins. So the coins which were first in India, they also were like same as like Greek coins. It is in your textbook also. A gold coin of Roman Emperor Augustus found at Arikamedu. This is a sculpture in Gandhara style on a stupa at Hadda in Afghanistan. Greek costumes, amphora, and musical instruments. You can see the instruments also in that statue hand. Around the 1st or 2nd century CE, trade between India and Rome flourished. The port in South India also had a large share in this trade. Some articles made of bronze were found in the excavation at Kolhapur. Here excavation means what, student? The archaeological site where these articles were found, and they were bought in. The articles were made of bronze and found in at Kolhapur. They have been made in bronze. They had been made in Rome. The excavation in Arikamedu in Tamil Nadu have also brought to light many articles made in Rome. Both these places were important centers of trade between India and Rome. So that time these both were the important center which they were between India and Rome. Many such trade centers are mentioned in the literature of those time. So in the literature also it has been mentioned. Alexandria was an important port in Egypt. So that time the port which was important in Egypt was the Alexandria. The Arab merchant carried Indian goods up to Alexandria, and they used to carry the goods till Alexandria, and from there where they used to send to the countries in Europe. Beside Indian goods, the Arabs also conveyed Indian philosophy and science to Europe. Not only goods but they used to convey philosophy and science to Europe. The concept of zero is one of the India's major contribution to the world. You know the Aryabhatta, the concept of zero? It was the Arabs who introduced this Indian concept to Europe. And who were they? They were the Arabs only who introduced this Indian concept to Europe. Now 11.2, India and other countries in Asia. Many countries in Asia were greatly influenced by Indian culture of those time. So many countries were very influenced students by the Indian culture at those time. Now Sri Lanka we will see. King Ashoka had sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism. So King Ashoka he has sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to spread the Buddhism. Their names are mentioned in the Buddhist text. Mahavahamsana written in Sri Lanka. Sangamitra carried a branch of Bodhi tree with her. The Sri Lankan tradition believes that the Bodhi tree at Anuradhapur in Sri Lanka had grown from the same branch. So their belief is that that tree's branch has been grown from the same branch. There was a great demand in India for Sri Lanka pearls and other precious stone. So that time there was a great demand in India for that Sri Lankan pearls and other precious stone. In the 5th century CE, King Kashyap had cave dug out of a place called Sigiriya. The wall paintings in this cave bear a resemblance to paintings in the Ajanta caves. The Sri Lankan Buddhist works Dipavamsa and Mahavamsa provide information about the close relation between India and Sri Lanka. They were written in the Pali language. So this show the relation between India and Sri Lanka was very nice, and it was written in the Pali language.